Hello everyone, I'm Coyote Jack and I heard from this and I'm just going to read you this. Um, what should I start with? I'm going to start with text to harm. No matter what localizers will have the Western audience believe, this is not how Japanese people speak, regardless of the context. Subtitles shouldn't be a loose interpretation of the dialogue. They need to accurately reflect the spoken audio. So you have another case of LOLCOWlizers destroying the translation of this anime. They have done it for many years. The most common that comes to my mind, sorry, it's Kobayashi no Maid Dragon with that fucking horrendous, horrible, disgusting English dub where they push it feminism in one of the characters in Lukua's dialogue. Yeah, they did that. So now you have these two screenshots, and just to read you the cringe, that all computer still works. Pog is just something out of Twitch. And from what I noticed, anime is inspired in. Well, in our style, even I know this kind of art. This is all animal style. I bet they're just doing revisiting of what it used to be. I think it's that anime that a girl goes to Akihabara in the 90s. I think that's why. That's why it is a scene. But look, I mentioned it 95, and they are pushing it for 2010s, 20s, fucking cringe internet dialogue from Twitch. Or even if you are using it in a meme, it just let it in a meme. This should not be here. And then you have the other one. I'm mad salty. No. Even for the face of this character is like, and I am sad. That will that will be more accurately and to the expression of this character, even if you're doing some localization. But the accuracy is high as much as the levels of reasoning for their vote, or should I say, how they elect their own leaders. Why I'm touching this and making it a little longer? I found this from Jimmy Van Hammer when he shared this. I heard that netizens have just set up a petition for Japan to implement a localization code of ethics, which empower Japanese license holders to punish localizers who do stupid things with their IP. Hope it becomes a big deal. I, I'm I'm like this dude. Sign it and share it, even if you won't accomplish anything. I'm doing my part, and I'm going to show you what it is. You have this link from change.org. Introduce a code of ethics for localization of Japanese media. And what is reading here, it's is so actually true and necessary for this to stop the fucking localizers. I'm just going to read this. Why is important this petition? The localization industry of Japanese media, video games, yeah, fucking destroyed, and even infected by wokeness, anime, and being attacked, and manga, being attacked too, even like novels, is plagued with unprofessionalism, going from unnecessary changes and insertion of inside jokes all the way to censorship of content the localizers localizers, sorry, deemed to be inappropriate for audiences outside of Japan. However, that is not the sentiment of the target audience around the globe. Consumers of Japanese media tend to want to be in touch with Japanese culture, tradition, modern customs, language, and pop culture, including the exact same violent, sexual, or thematic expressions localizers deem inappropriate. And that was in quotes, inappropriate. I already stated how much the left likes to destroy everything. And it's funny how they like to use the, oh, this is so problematic. We need to censor this. We need to erase this. All while they have their own degeneracy stuff going wrong. And this is just expressing myself. And you know how very hypocrites they are. But well, let's keep going. To make matters worse, the only voices that reach the ears of the Japanese industries are the voices of the localizers, as language barriers prevent communication from the user base and localizers filter the feedback as they see fit. Now, this is a little half true because you have their own people, their own customers in Japan, where there is no language barrier there. They are talking like, why are you're toning down this for these fucking gaijins? And you know how it is? Like, no, not going to listen to you. You are not in the position I am. Something that is actually true and is so sad in Japanese culture and society as it is now. Even this is one of the reasons why they are just even creeping themselves their own birth rate and their own identity. They fetishize bureaucracy. This has nothing to do with respect or conduct. They fetishize bureaucracy. So when you hear that, yeah, the localizers filter the feedback, is because even their own people inside of Japan, their own customers, tell them that, hey, don't censor this shit or I'm out. And they just out. And then you see these fuckers censoring their stuff and trying to appeal it to the West. Even in the West, there's so much stuff in Japan that is exported to the West that is so niche that if you start doing shit like localization, censorship, and pandering to the fucking trunies, they they just see it flop. They're just going to see it flop, and then they wonder why did it go wrong? Even there is a large population out there that it's it's money. Why is happening? And yeah, and well, even if this actually is true, at the same time, and yeah, they keep listening to them, and they are going to keep listening to them because the localizers are backed up by the U.S. They have the aid from the government of the United States to be in charge. Why? Because yeah, it's about the deals they did in the past. And how I remember there was an article with the changing of college students between the two countries, and that's how well the rot started to spread. But well, let's continue. Thanks to that, some companies in Japan are convinced the traditional way of storytelling of the description of certain body types, yeah, body type A, body type B, for example, are now deemed offensive by the vast majority of foreigners. Actually, this is just the US and the majority of the European Union that speaks English. Or even if you found someone talking this fucking woke bullshit, the woke leftist retarded bullshit, in Spanish is fucking Spain. I already stated how much I hate that cesspool. Even when it comes to translation to manga, here it is. Because yeah, Spain does a very fucking horrible job, or even they are LOLCOWlizing even far worse than the US. And I'm not making that up. One of the prime example of that one of my friends actually told me was the manga Berserk. And they like to take away licenses, so Spain is the only one that has the official translation, or should I say localization, to be sold around the rest of the world. And and yep, this is I needed to say that. Let's continue. Despite the fact it couldn't be further from the truth, as a result, Japanese companies have decided to self-censor for the Japanese market as well. And that's when it comes so in to my mind, because yeah, they are forcing Japanese developers to censor at root level in, to avoid the losing of some money from the potential sales in their own console. One of these examples is Omega Labyrinth Life, which is not censored in Nintendo Switch, but is censored in PC Station 4. And tha- thanks to that, yeah, they tell them use censor for both platforms, just as much how they like to charge money for doing crossplay. Fucking disgusting move from this company. Meaning, even those who understand the language and can bypass geographical barriers still end up victims of the localization industry. Yeah. One of the reasons localizers can get away with their unnecessary alteration is because there are not guidelines for localization nor immediate punishment for being unprofessional. Without the fear of consequences for their deliberate sabotage, they believe to be free to do whatever they want, including bragging about driving your target audience away, because that's what they do. They like to destroy everything, brag about it, and then jump in the next one. They are like the plague. That's true. They are like the fucking plague. With that in mind, here are some guidelines that should be implemented in order to ensure quality control is properly made. And yeah, I read this one. I'm just going to summarize it a little. Uh, the first one, well, is in this list. Uh, Switching names for something appropriate to the territory, because some words mean something different in another one. For example, Dragon Ball Z in Latin America, they call this girl the Goku's wife. In Latin America they call her Milk, while in Japanese Chichi. Why? Because if you say Chichi, it's like you are referring to breast. I'm not saying necessary most of the time female, but sometimes they like to do jokes like yeah, referring to the male's chest. So yeah, I can understand in that context that why the that kind of changing in the word to something that is appropriate to the territory. Yeah, I find it reasonable. And this one, when it comes to me, especially here in with these fucking walkies, with fucking especially the Trun pedophile flag, they like to claim, oh, this since this character's name is Bridget, she, she is a trans woman, and you have an example here. Uh, a male character named Elsa in the original release is how it's a female's name in the West, and the English release changed the order of the letters to spell as seal instead. So I found that reasonable because more often than not, you have this mentally unwell sacks of shit changing the gender of a established character to fit their own ideology, and they really like to virtue signal about it. They like to appropriate of someone else's creation, just like communism. And you have this, aside from examples similar to the above, names shall be kept equal to the original meaning. Taro, for example. Yeah, that's a very Japanese name. It should not be changed. For example, I know Goku is la this white carrot, and Gohan is dinner. But you export that word to another one, you keep it the same. Yeah, this should not be problem. Especially even an example of fucking localization in the dubbing of Dragon Ball Z again. In Latin America, the Kamehameha stay the same name, while in the Spain localization, uh, they say it Honda Vital, Vital Wave, and that's fucking retarded. But well, that's when it comes to Spain. That's why I don't have respect for when they're dubbing the media, and they even disrespect the Western media that is originally made in English for English, for Western audiences, English speaking. Sorry, they introduce their own fucking ideology, their own slangs that they are even just not good. They are just so brain dead. Well, yeah, another opportunity to shit in Spain. Removal of content, be sexual by or thematic or otherwise, can be done only if, well, especially required by law. So this means, yeah, if they're okay with that, at least with the age restriction, yeah, okay. Or you're forcing me to even censor it, even though it's an adult stuff, go fuck yourself. If implemented in a manner that change can be undone by the consumer choice. So even toggling a censorship option. You know what? At this point, I'm just okay with that. Give them the option instead of taking away the options. And this one, the most important one. Dialogue change may only occur in a manner that carries over the original intent meaning. So if they are saying a phrase, especially in Japan when they use this game of words, you know how they like to mix their own words for their Japanese dialogues, and because of very fucking obvious, they're making them for themselves. And even if you are going to localize that, at least be fucking consistent, because just as it is stated here, their use of prime samples, and I already said, this is just fucking leftism, and especially the woke stuff, the woke dialogues. Instead of political terms such as Gamergate, there you go. Mansplaining, feminism. Social distancing. Yeah, these are Westerner dialogues, especially the first two. The first one just refers to fucking hoes, du- fucking dudes for brides. The bride was just a fucking good review for a video game. And mansplaining is because when a woman don't have a fucking counter argument, they are just going to insult you, and you call it that, yeah, political violence. Go fuck yourself. Well, you already do it with that fucking dildo, but well, whatever. Alterations done in order to accommodate limitations beyond the localizer's control, such as lip syncing, character limit, number of dialogue boxes, or similar limitations, are valid changes provided to stay close to the original intent as possible. Yeah, I'm okay with the lip syncing. Alterations or removals are done in order to change the intent of the dialogues. And I really like that. Yeah, they're using Fire Emblems as an example because the fucking leftists destroyed the IP. Oh man, and honestly, yeah, they had it coming. And well, another one, parity of content is essential. So, if Estrella wants to censor it, and they want to force it to censor it for anyone else, go fuck yourself. And honestly, yeah, that's true. This is something that is the fucking problem of no current year, or especially in this society, is they are pushing for globalism, which is just communism for a fucking whole planet. So I'm against it. And you know what? Give me the censor stuff. Rated 18, and that's it. Don't waste censor it. Just like when I bought the manga Claymore and Yuna-san. I'm okay. Even Yuna-san, it's a very spicy manga. I like that. I'm okay. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, 18 plus. Don't censor it. That's it. And ones who want to read it, they are obviously going to be adults. You should not tell that only because you want wider audiences. Or even that, don't cut fucking content because yeah, they like to cut content. For example, the first one, yeah, the release of Smiley Pretty Cure named Glitter Force in the West was released with 8 episodes less. Yeah, because they like to even censor content to that level. In the case of manga, no black bars or other forms of censor shall be added to the limit view of the page art. Yeah, just like that time where fucking Squeenix launched that app that even censored someone's girl's jeans. She was wearing jeans, and they said, "Yeah, this is too fucking spicy for these adults paying for my app." Yeah, this is what we are. In the case of video games, unless strictly mandated by law or prevented by copyright. All DLC content shall be made available across all territories for the sake of parity content. Yeah, give me those skimpy outfits for my anime waifus. Mistranslations, wherever they by mistake or in purpose, should be fixed as quickly as possible after they discover even after release. This is an example that even Clownfish TV covered it with what is that fucking shithole of business? Seven Seas. Yeah, Seven Seas. Seven Seas. They have some fucking feminist called Katrina. I should even say her name. They don't. She doesn't deserve that kind of attention. She destroyed the novel content because wasn't even a fucking localization. It was a straight up butchering of the novels of Jobless Reincarnation, and the owners of those novels, because yeah, more often than not when it comes before going to manga, is the novel, and from the novel is the manga, and from the manga is the anime. These dudes, the people who actually bought the novels from this business, they realized that they got scammed and they had a butchered, less less big, or even they had an incomplete product. They had an incomplete product that was sold at full price, and they knew it because the first suspicions of them was the anime releasing with content that is in actual novel, which is tons of fan service. And they say, "Wait a minute, I never heard of this in the novel." And then they went to the actual seven seas of the internet, and they found out that yeah, they butchered the content they paid, and this company was forced to actually reprint everything and give them to these customers, and with no charge, because what they did was actual illegal. They they sold an incomplete product at full price. Yeah, if that was not only they censored it and butchered the whole product, it was incomplete and they sold it at full price. Of course, that was fucking illegal, and they can actually be sued for that. But they did it on time. But they are repeat offenders. That's something that should be added here. Offenders. And of course, refuses to adhere to this guidelines shall face punishment. Because, yeah, just to end this video because I went too fucking long here. If you are doing a shitty job, you should be punished, not rewarded. That's it. I hope you went with with me here to this whole video. I hope you have a pretty good day.